All right, everybody, it's the Arty 84 show. We're live here, episode 155 on the 14th of October, 2020, the greatest year so far we have ever experienced.
Greatest year.
It is 8 o'clock on the East Coast. As always, the Arty 84 here, and to my left, Adam the Mallets.
Hey,
From
buddy.
his home studio where he films all his adventurous movies throughout the years, green screen and all.
Yeah.
Home of many scenes from the hit movie called Honky Holocaust.
Didn't even say that. No. John Boy was filmed here, though. Honky Holocaust was never.
John Boy was filmed at your apartment?
The kid. There's a scene where I'm in the kitchen talking to somebody.
That was the kitchen scene where he was, where the placement of objects were so screwed up. Like one.
No. That's at the end. It was at the beginning when my friend came to. No, wait. Was that?
Because there's a scene where like.
Yeah, no. That I know what that was.
Right,
No,
yeah.
that was in Somerville. No.
Okay. Because because that's one of those scenes in a movie where it's very important to make sure things are the same, especially when you're cutting from side to side. Like there was once you're eating a sandwich, then you cut to him and the sandwich is gone. Then it back to you and the sandwich appears again.
That was at the very end when everything was coming unglued. That was very much at the end. The only scene I like in that movie is at the pawn store. That's it.
Yeah, I like the guy. It's funny that we know the same guy.
Yeah, that was weird. You're like, holy shit, I know that guy.
He should be a regular at the bar.
He's a little creepy.
He's a funny guy. He's a professional actor. He's like our former co-host, Mr. Glover,
Yes.
who I'm sure is watching tonight, and he can join in if he likes. But
He's always welcome.
I
He's
feel
always
like
welcome.
I feel like he had to quit the show. I think maybe his wife told him he wasn't allowed to hang out with us anymore.
He's part of the family, so he's always welcome.
It wouldn't be the first time someone's wife told their husband they weren't allowed to hang out with me before. It's happened many, many times in the past. You would think I was like a terrible person too, you know?
No, I
Just because,
really?
oh,
Really?
yeah, many times. I don't have like 5 different incidents. Yeah.
I could see somebody being like, just because, let's face it, like our group of people is very loud. We're obnoxious when we drink. There's no denying any of this.
No one you know. No one has we've hung up. It's been people in the past. And
I know of a girlfriend who didn't like what's his face is JR's girlfriend didn't like.
That was a whole different story. We tried to get her. So we tried to get her. She was a guest on the show many times in the past. So I had Mr. Glover reach out to her to get her to come on the show about a month ago because I figured, let's bury the hatchet. Let's see what she like. Maybe we can get her to a situation where she'll just like start shitting on JR and we can really get to the depth of everything. Because apparently they had a very toxic end. And if you don't know who JR is, if you go way, way back to about 5 years ago to the Adult Entertainment Show, which was part of the show, is located on the same iTunes stream as this show. You get to hear Jay in a high-pitched voice like that, saying, "Hi, I'm JR." And he would get very angry about stuff, and him and Eric would get into it all the time. It was hilarious. And then there was Brianna, and he had Adam at the end of the show talking to a tin can, and then pissing JR off on purpose, and JR would just be like, why can't you get a microphone? Why can't you get a microphone?
At one point, I bought one, and I just didn't use it because I knew it pissed him off. Because
he would get like enraged. It was hilarious. But
well, that's a dick move. I can never any woman that says like you can't hang out with him anymore. I'd be like, go fuck yourself. Like I can understand them being like, I don't like him. I'm not gonna hang out around them. Yeah. Go hang out with your friends. Whatever, that's fine. But like to be like you can't hang out with him, I would be like, go fuck yourself.
I worked with this dude once who we're going back to like 2009. Me and Eric were doing the show at the creepy studio in Quincy with the Kitty Toucher. And we were doing a show one day, and we told the guy to listen. He was like one of our managers. He thought it was hilarious. And then his wife came in the room, and he goes, well, what are you listening to? These people are vulgar. How dare you listen to this in the house? He goes, yeah, sorry, dude. I got to like, it is like before, like, you could listen to podcasts in your car. This is 11 years ago.
Really?
He would like listen to it in his garage, like on his computer. I go, damn. I don't know if I feel flattered or insulted.
I'd be flattered. I mean, like I felt like my cherry was popped when I made that guy walk out once. That was
yes.
We're playing Urban Legend. I know Urban Dictionary, and he's like, I'm gonna go wait in my car.
You gotta go listen back. It was January of 2016, I think. Maybe we'll do a special post on the Arty 84 page and the Packy page of that episode where the gentleman who was singing songs about a magic shop down in Quincy Square was very, very offended by Urban Dictionary.
You should do like just a collaboration of like maybe 45 minutes of the best moments. Yeah, I think it's time. You have enough material, dude.
I mean, I need a little Asian kid. Maybe the one who does my my statistics for me for my fantasy football could help me with cutting some budget. There's literally hours. There's probably days worth of audio that he has to like go through to find like the key spots. Because there was a couple situations where people walked out on the show before. There was this one girl. She walked out. She was very, very liberal. For a liberal person, she was very offended by our liberal ideas, I guess. We were just talking about whatever. And she's like, I'm offended. She was like a feminist. And she was like, what I used to call the comedians who used to come into the show, because like out of 20 people who said they were comedians who joined the show as a guest were actually comedians. The other were like people who were just like, I'm just going to do stand-up once and call myself a comedian. Or like Mr. Powers, who hasn't done comedy in 2.5 years. He still calls himself a comedian, which I'm sure he could go and kill a crowd if he had an opportunity to. But he's going to be like, I can't do comedy now. Everything's shut down.
Oh, yeah. Always an excuse. Yep. Always an excuse.
He says he's going to join us every week. He hasn't joined us yet.
It's like once.
It's not like he has to show up to the studio. He could literally just use his phone. Although he is struggling with the text messaging these days. So to operate Zoom may be a challenge for him.
I wonder if that's making him more depressed, the fact that he's not, figuring out technology. Maybe that's what's...
I don't understand how you can't text anyone. So he was blaming my phone, then he was blaming Joey's phone, and then he was blaming the group. And then I'm like, well, there's like 9 other people in the group text. Like, can you like text any of those people? Like, I think Ricky was right, my cousin. He says he's using the Jitterbug phone. Maybe he can't do group texts on that. Maybe that's what happened.
I think he's playing Snake. That's what he's doing. He's got an old Nokia.
The old Nokia 5100. The good old days.
The good old days. Yes.
So speaking of good old days, a Nokia 5100 is all kind of runs in. Showcase Cinema in the fine town of Revere going bye-bye. Do you see that?
That's right. Yeah, you kind of briefly talked about it. Yeah, that's and there is a lot of land there. So I mean, you said that an Amazon facility is going there, right?
It is so much land there. There was so much land there when they built the new movie theater. They actually built it they built it in front of the old movie theater. So do you remember the old movie theater at all from back in the day?
I do.
So that was really, really close to the highway. And then they built the new movie theater behind it. And do you remember like that period in 2000, you could actually walk through the new theater into the old movie theaters because they only had ripped down half the old theater, but it was still, the other half was still functional?
I remember something like that. I remember I have a cinema right down here that also has a lot of land, so I'd go to that one. But I do remember I did meet a few women at the Revere one.
Women? You were 16 years old. What were you meeting women at the Revere movie theaters for back in the day?
Sorry. Well, girls.
Girls.
Right, yes.
I mean, you could be meeting women there, too. I wouldn't hold that against you. That'd be pretty impressive. Yeah, I was meeting this lady.
Well, it was that Red Roof Inn situation. So.
she got a babysitter for the night, and so I met her. I was in high school. We went down to the old Showcase Cinema. That Showcase Cinema was great. We used to go on, you know how close I lived to that. Well, I used to live close to that. We used to literally, like, be hanging out all day and break into the back because the back doors of the old theater never closed very well. And all you needed was, like, a flathead screwdriver. So we would go over there, like, summer vacation, right? The movies would start at, like, 11:30 in the morning. We'd go and just randomly pop open one. There was always these 2 theaters, the doors always open. We'd pop it, crack it open, and then once we were in, we were in. And they started getting smart where they had a divider, so like you couldn't go to the right wing or the left wing of the theaters during the day because they had someone like 2 ticket people, so you couldn't cross-contaminate. But this was like 1999. This was like when Phantom Menace just came out, Star Wars Episode 1. And we used to bust in there, and I must have seen that movie about 50 times at the movie theaters for free. Because it's like you figure it's hot out, it's 90 degrees out, you're 14 years old, air conditioning. All you got to do is get into one theater, and then you can spend the whole afternoon in the theater and just walk around all day. You just can't get like concessions and stuff because you can't leave to come back. But it's like, well, whatever. I'm watching a free movie. Yeah. But Alex Wallace in the house, he's a Revere guy. He'll remember the movie theater as well. But it's a shame. A lot of firsts happened in that movie theater for me. Well, many.
It's going to be there. When's it officially shut down, though? It's going to be there through next year?
Yeah, I think so. 2021, I think something late, probably this time next year, they'll probably start closing it down because you figure they sold the land. It's going to take them some time to get the the development going on and everything like that. So they're probably gonna milk it for as much as they can. They sunk a lot of money into that theater in the last like 4 years for like the whole new concept of the 4D and I mean, I don't know. I guess they see the silver lining. They know that people aren't going to be going to the movies anymore, which is kind of sad because the movie experience was always a fun experience. I always enjoyed it. I still enjoy it. You know what I mean? You can't get the same experience at your house. You know, you can buy all the technology you want, and yes, you have the privacy, and no one's going to bother you. Yeah. But like, there's something about the movie theaters that kind of gives you like a unique experience that you're not going to be able to emulate anywhere else. You know?
I agree with you when it comes to like action movies, like things you really want to see on a big screen, or sci-fi, like Star Wars. Yes, but like if it's a comedy, do I need to see that in the theater? No.
No, but I mean, I used to go to the movies when I was in college every Friday afternoon.
I went every Friday night. Basically every Friday night during high school.
I would get out of class like at 2:00 in the afternoon on a Friday, and I would shoot home and get to Revere around like 3. And I would go pop in and see a movie before then my night started. And I would see any movie. I would either go to that showcase or I would go to the showcase at Lowell near my college. And then I would sit there and I'd see a matinee. You get a matinee for like $6. And then I would see any movie that was available at that time. Like, it didn't really matter. I've seen some crap movies. I've seen some movies which I thought were going to be crap movies that ended up being really, really good movies. One movie on the top of my head I can think about is Confidence. You ever see that movie Confidence? Has what's his face? Ed Burns is in it. It's a bunch of con artists, and the whole entire movie is them working other people to work a scam, and at the end you finally figure out who is the actual scammers and who are the pawns in the group.
I see this cast. Yeah, it's got George Burns, 2003. Yep,
sounds about right.
All right, yeah.
That was a movie that I went into and had no idea what it was about. And it was actually a really fucking good movie.
I'd watch this.
I'll give you the MP4. I'll get a thumb drive. You can watch it. So I actually bought it. It was actually a good movie. Actually, I didn't buy it. I stole it on Netflix when you used to get the DVDs back in the day.
Oh, I can watch it. I can watch it on my thing. I'll flag this one. Yeah, cool.
But then there was like a movie I seen with like Kevin Bacon called The Woodman or something like that. That was like an odd movie, and that wasn't very good. He was like a kitty toucher that had a register and stuff, and it was him trying to get like acclimated back into society again like that.
What was the first movie you saw without a parent?
First movie I seen without a parent was The Great White Hype, which was a rated R movie. I was in 6th grade, so obviously we had no right to be in the movie. We had to get
Samuel Jackson's in that one. I've seen that.
We had to get my friend's sister, who was 16 at the time, to buy us tickets to another. Well, so she was gonna buy us tickets, but then they red flagged her, like, why are you buying these tickets? And they weren't gonna let us in. So we bought tickets for like we typically would do when you're a kid, buy tickets for the theater next door. So we seen like there was like some cartoon playing next door. So we went to there. We went all the way down to the end of the movie theater. We waited it out for a few minutes, and we little by little tinkled into the actual theater to see The Great White Hype.
Was it horrible, but you were just happy to be in an R-rated movie without your parents? It felt cool.
Yeah, it was the first time I actually went to the movies without my parents, and I don't even remember the movie. I don't think I've ever seen the movie after that in my life. All I remember is it was rated out. We weren't supposed to be there. We told our parents we were going to see some like stupid movie, some like PG-13 movie or whatever. Well, actually, I don't think we could even get into, I think. So I don't know what movie we told we were seeing our parents. But I did go on my first date at that movie theaters. It was for the movie Romeo and Juliet. It was on a Thursday afternoon after school, like around like 4:30. Her name was Liz. She was a redhead. And it was 7th grade.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that. Yeah.
Liz moved away sometime in the end of 8th grade. So this is the situation. She was friends with my friend. We had a group of friends in North Revere, and we had one girl out of the group of us, and she was friends with that one girl, so we're all kind of like cliquey. So we all kind of went in the group, and I remember I was making out with her during the movie Romeo and Juliet. That was with Leonardo DiCaprio back in the day.
It was, and Claire Danes. Yes, mine was my first movie without a parent was Congo.
Yep.
And the first movie I went on a date with a girl was Beavis and Butthead Do America.
Great movie. Great movie. Alex Wallace watching. Alex Wallace says showcase cinema closing is a shame. I used to skip high school and hang out at the movies, and he also says he's newly single. So Alex,
Oh shit!
Which is great. We have a guest coming on in about 30 seconds who may actually be able to help you with your newly single society. We're going to ask her. If you have any questions for her, stay tuned. Her name is Penny Barber. And
She's trying to pop in right now.
She's ready to come.
She's ready to blow.
She's ready to blow. She's an adult actress. She is supposed to join us last week, but something came up. She's joining us today. Let's bring her in here.
Bring her in.
She's going to join us. She's going to pop in and join the shenanigans. And there she is.
Hey.
I feel like I just logged on to some type of film, if you will. Can you hear us, Penny? It looks like she's stuck.
Oh, she's still connecting.
There you go. She's probably like, I did not expect to be with these two guys. Right? Not what I expected. But I did. The scene looks, the way it's all set up very nicely.
It is set up very nicely, I will say.
Yeah. But Alex Wallace, if you have any questions, please help us out. Penny, how are you doing? Can you hear us?
Hello. Penny.
She's getting there.
I think she's getting there. She's still connecting. Yeah. We'll wait this out.
Yeah. The thing is,
she might be able to hear us.
The Zoom technology is getting there. She's like, this is not the show I signed up for.
This is not. Like, who are these two jamokes?
It's like, where's Ryan Glover?
Oh, God. COVID.
Look at that cough, huh?
I do, but I hide it very well at work because I don't want Joe to yell at me.
You don't want to be in trouble for your extensive coughing. You know what I mean?
Every time you cough now, I worry that he's going to yell at you.
But she's looking at us like she can see us. I don't know if she can hear us. Can you hear us? Like, we can't hear her. Let's see. Let me see if there's anything I can do on my end. It looks like
she's connecting.
Yeah.
She's got a check mark.
I gave up on the
nice There we go.
Right.
There you are.
Penny,
there you go.
How are you doing tonight?
Oh, wait.
We got you.
Hello?
We got you.
We got you.
Oh, yeah, but it's through my...
What's easy for you?
What's going on? People in technology, I'm telling you.
She's like a DJ. She's like,
like a DJ, yeah.
She's mixing us in.
I'm trying to give you guys nice audio.
You guys sound good. You sound good.
How do we sound so far?
I hope I sound that good. You guys are coming through well.
Oh, you sound terrific. How are you doing tonight?
Good. Hi.
Thank you for joining us. Where are you joining us from tonight?
My house.
Yeah, well, I assume so. But geographically, whereabouts?
Oakland, in California.
Oakland, California. Nice. How are things out in Oakland these days? In the news, it doesn't look too good.
I mean, there's like ash falling from the sky, which is like blood red, and
it seems like a horror movie, right? It's like the sky is literally like glowing orange.
Yeah.
You lost your football team.
I wouldn't know about that. I'll have to trust you on that.
There you go. Your football team went to Vegas. In case you.
Okay.
So yeah. Do follow baseball at all? They didn't do very well either. The A's.
Why would I do no?
Why would I do that? So all the things in Oakland that it doesn't really matter then, I guess. I guess it's all right.
It doesn't matter. So Penny, what are you doing these days?
I mean, I filmed the sky when it was all red the other day, but no, I don't follow sports. I'm glad that you guys enjoy them, but
yeah, whatever. Just topical, So do you do most of your filming in Oakland, or do you travel to other places? I know we talked to a lot of people in the past. Like Vegas is their big spot to go to do everything, or LA, or that nature.
I do go to Vegas and LA, but I mostly shoot. I mostly shoot for myself, but I do travel regularly. Yeah. You have to go where the work is, otherwise.
Exactly. And I would assume to say that there is no lack of work these days, especially with people home alone all day.
Jerking off, yeah.
Basically, yeah. Instead of going for a coffee on their lunch break, they're going to the interwebs for some.
Good. So, it's more fun that way.
Right? I would say, relax the rest of the day, right? It's like, try doing that in your office, you'd probably get in trouble, I would imagine. Most places.
Yeah. Now you're eating your cereal in the morning. You got your porn on in the background. It's great.
There was a statistic, Adam. I think you brought this up a couple weeks ago about how traffic on like the porn websites were up significantly at like at 10 p.m. or 10 a.m.
Probably, yeah. It was like some weird times. Like, don't people work? Like, what are they doing? Are they in their bathroom, like jerking off, like on their lunch break? Like, why can't people just wait till they get home? Like, is it that bad?
Well, I'm thinking it's because people are working from home now, so they have nothing to do.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
You're sitting there and you're supposed to be on a conference call, and you're sitting there with your pants off, looking at your phone. On the other hand, and you got streaming. Could be streaming Penny for everyone else. You know what I mean?
Good.
Penny, are you originally from the Oakland area, or you are implant to the California?
No, I was born and raised in the Bay Area.
Oh, okay.
You know, it's the king capital of the world. There's no reason to really leave.
It's a nice area. I did enjoy my visits in. I've been to San Francisco. I've been to Oakland. I only went to Oakland briefly for a baseball game, but like you said, you probably didn't even know the stadium even existed over there. So that's the only time I was ever in Oakland for. No, the Bay Area is really nice though. It's 65 all year round. You know, it's nice. A little rain, a little foggy in the morning, but you know, it all burns up in the afternoon, kind of thing.
I guess in the city, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, out here it's nice. It's more like 72 all the time, but
even better.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah, it's good.
You just gotta stay away from the sharks, though, right? There's a lot of sharks out there in the bay.
Sharks.
Yeah.
I think we have some great whites, but I mean, I don't know. I don't want to know what's wrong with anybody who would go swimming in the bay here. It's gross.
Yeah, kind of, yeah. Well, the people didn't survive Alcatraz when they escaped. They got wiped away by the intenseness of the.
Is that what we're still known for? Is Alcatraz?
The last time.
Well, you're known for a lot worse things than that, like the population of homeless people.
Oh, good.
Yeah, that's a fun fact too. Yeah.
Gentrification. Yeah, no.
It's
sorry.
Hey, what are you gonna do? So how long have you been in the industry for?
I've been in the industry since 2003.
Okay.
So a very long time.
Veteran, if you will, I guess you could say.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah. That's one of those industries. I think that I mean, I guess you could find a niche no matter how old you are, right? I guess you could say. Right?
Yeah, everyone's like, I remember when I first started and everybody was like, oh, you're going to age out of it. What are you going to do when you turn 24? And I was like, I don't know. I'll go from being a barely legal to being a trophy wife. And then you move from trophy wife to MILF and, you know, just keep graduating.
How does being in the industry kind of like affect your I'm always fascinated by like how people in this industry, you know, have their personal lives and like if they date inside the industry or they have their own person they date that's not involved. Like how, like, it's just an interesting, I could see like a lot of people being, you know, getting involved romantically with somebody, but then not, you know, it's like, how does all those dynamics work out, you know?
I have had one boyfriend who was in the industry who I broke up with. He was just, you know, whatever. But my husband is not in the industry, has never been in the industry, has never made me feel bad about it. I think he just has really good self-esteem.
There you go. That's good.
Right, yeah.
You know, I hear about guys being really jealous and like insecure about it. And you know, my husband hears me talk about, you know, the sets, and even when I get along really well with my coworkers, he just knows that there's not a chance in hell that they're doing better than he is. So.
Yeah. I guess that's a good thing too. It's funny you say coworkers too. I guess that makes sense. You know, like if me and Adam would talk about our coworkers, it would be a lot different story than the stuff we'd be doing than you'd be doing, I guess. Yeah.
But it's just as logical. It's just
Makes
like
sense.
Somebody if they got jealous of you came home and you'd had a good day at work, anything else. I think it's silly. I mean, I know it's like a thing, and I know that most people feel that way, but I think it's ridiculous.
It's actually a whole category of adult movies and of that sense.
Oh, what, screwing your coworker?
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
the boss. There you go.
I usually do more mommy stuff, but you know.
Oh, there you go.
Like, I don't, you know.
Do you have children?
I'm a mom. Yeah, I'm an actual mom. I took a big break in the middle of my career. You'll see like a big gap, and that's when I was like pregnant and having kids.
Now, how do you I'm just curious now, like, how would you explain, like, because they're going to get older, and obviously everything on the internet never goes away. Like, how, I'm sure you've thought this over, like, what you would say to them someday, because they're going to find out, you know, eventually.
I think they will. you know, people always ask this, and I remember when I first had them, I was really terrified, and I was like, oh God, you know, because there's no resources. There are no resources for moms who do this this sort of thing, because people don't like to think about it, because, you know, why would you? That would be really creepy. Oh. But, you know, the fact is that a lot of sex workers, adult actors, are mothers. And I think, first of all, that I would be terribly ashamed of myself if I raised the kind of kid. I have 2 sons, and I would be terribly ashamed if they grew up and treated sex workers like they were less than and were giving them a hard time. And I'm very proud to say that I don't think either one of them is turning into that kind of man. So I think that they love their mother, you know, they know that I would do anything for them. You know, I think that they would be proud of me, that I did well in a very competitive job. And, you know, I think if anybody said anything about it, they'd tell them to go fuck themselves and then punch them in the nose. So, you know.
Best way to do it. Now, when you met your husband, did he know you worked in the industry, or was there something happened afterwards? Or were you with him before?
No, I was not with him before. What happened was, this is my second husband. My first one, I thought he was going to work. Turns out he was renting a car and not going to work, and instead going to fuck a 19-year-old in a hot tub with no condom.
Oh.
Jeez. So, oh God!
Yeah, it was. How do you do? Oh, you want a sherry on top of that? You want a sherry?
Yes.
I was nursing at the time, and we had to get the baby tested for HIV.
Oh my God!
Yeah, and so I was just like, you can't fix stupid, and
so I horrified. You must have been completely horrified.
It's gross. And so, you know, after that happened, I got on the phone with his crazy hot friend and was like, hey, he just cheated on me. And I've always thought you were very handsome. Would you like to, you know?
Oh,
whoa. It was a dude?
Yeah.
Oh,
it was a dude. No. I think you misunderstood. No, my ex-husband was cheating with a girl. No. Yeah. I got on the phone with my husband's friend, who I thought was hot.
Okay, I thought I thought you were on the phone with the 19-year-old.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Oh God, no. I mean, I did talk to her, but she's. God, I mean, he messed up with her too. He treated her horribly as well. But anyway, no, I got on the phone with my husband's friend. We all played D&D together, but he was like more my husband's friend, you know.
Yep.
He was just so handsome, and he was like an activist, and he was like in really good shape, and he like, you know, volunteer taught martial arts to kids on the weekends, and just like he's really just a great guy. And I, you know, and now we're married. So.
Oh wow! So there you go. That's a little curve to the story.
So I married his hot friend. So.
Now, you still? Well, obviously you have a kid with the.
I have 2. Yeah, they're both from the first marriage.
You still got to see them.
I mean, I don't ever have to look at them. But,
that's true.
You know, his new partner, he drops off the kids and, you know, picks them up and everything. Whatever.
Is what it is. Yeah, I guess you just adjust. When situations,
you just move on.
Yeah, that's what you got to do. Dwell on a situation like that. Well, that's an interesting story, huh? Jesus Christ. Why was he? I'm curious. Why was he renting a car?
Because I would notice if he took ours. You know.
I see.
You know, because he could bike to work, and if he's taking the car to like go make a 10-minute bike ride, I would be like, "What are you doing?" So
yeah.
It was just like, you know, it's just an extra insult that I was paying, you know, out of our joint account for him to spend 50, you know.
Which is fucked up. Not to open wounds again, but
I don't care.
How long did it go on for? Like until you got caught?
I think it was like a few months. The thing was, he'd been trying for a long time to cheat on me.
Okay.
And, you know, girls, you know, he wasn't the best looking guy. You know, people just kept saying no. So he'd been trying for a while, and I think it had only been like maybe like 3 months. I don't know. I've never even really thought about it. I don't care. You know, whatever.
Yeah. Well, whatever. Fuck him, right? There you go. Yeah. Move on to next. I think that's a pretty ballsy move, calling the friend up, though. That's pretty boss right there. Like, say, hey.
Oh, you haven't seen him though. He was worth it.
Oh, I'm sure it was. I'm sure. It was,
he's beautiful.
I mean, wasn't really his friend. That's no loyalty to him.
I don't care.
What now? How did he? I'm assuming they're not friends anymore, right?
No, God, no.
Everything, right?
No, they're not.
That's like I think that's the ultimate fuck you move right there.
What's he gonna say? He threw me away with both hands.
Yeah, no. I'm not saying you did anything wrong. I think that's a pretty badass move right there. It's you literally that's how you seal it. That's how you seal it right there. Kick him to the curb.
No, you did nothing wrong. He did by screwing over his friend. That's all. That's what's more.
I don't care.
There's a lot of stuff. But hey, whatever. You move on. You're happy.
From his
right?
end,
Oh,
from
man.
that end, that's from you, no. But for that, yeah.
Really? Would you like feel like loyalty to a guy that did that? I mean, he risked infecting his baby with AIDS.
That's fucked. Well, yeah, that's fucked up.
That's pretty gross.
But I would never steal someone who is my friend's girl. Like that's just, I would never, because they're my true friend. Because that means he was never really loyal to him. That's what that means.
I don't think that he needs to be loyal to him. I'm not loyal to people like that.
You should be loyal. You should be loyal to your friends because they're your friends.
That's why they're your friends. How good of friends were they? Were they just like acquaintances?
Then they must not have been good friends.
Yeah.
We played D&D together like every week. They didn't really like hang out outside of that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then they weren't.
It was like he was the best man at your wedding.
No, like.
Oh, all right. Yeah, that's
like acquaintance, right? Yeah. I mean, that's not.
Like we saw him all the time, but they weren't like texting each other.
Ah, yeah. I mean,
that's a little different. Yeah.
Also, I mean, I don't know if whatever, if the situation had been reversed, I don't know. I don't particularly feel like I want to be super loyal to somebody who did something like that. I mean, again, he didn't treat me particularly well, so obviously he didn't value me.
Yeah.
So you said you got into the industry after you've met your before you met your husband. After you met your current husband, or before?
Before, much before. Yeah.
Okay. So obviously,
I got into it when I was 18. So.
Gotcha. Okay. So the entire time they know the situation. It's like a job for you. It's like going to
Yeah, they knew.
Post office.
He knew.
Yeah. So I guess you got to have some sense of like you said, you got to have some secure. You have to be secure for yourself because you know what industry. And it's like one of those things, right? I can imagine it's almost like you're leaving your work at the door, but then you go home and it's a whole nother situation, right? So it's like, it's not like you're, I mean, I'm trying to compare it to something like, I don't know, help me, like you're a cook at a restaurant, right? But then you got to go home and cook. You know what I mean? It's like, it's not the same thing.
Exactly. It's like you're having sex, then you go home to your partner. It's like, do you still want to keep having sex? Like, it seems like it would be kind of rough sometimes.
But maybe you
sometimes after a long, long day, but that's not usual, really. Like I don't usually spend like, a 14-hour day on set. Like that's abnormal. And no, on those days, no, but I wouldn't want to have sex after doing anything for that long.
No, I can imagine. It's the same thing. You wouldn't want to go home and cook, Italian food if you've been cooking Chinese food all day for 18 hours. So it's the same thing. Yeah, it's
probably not.
No, we can all relate at some point, just a different type of occupation.
But yeah, I do. I mean, I think that we have sex more than average, at least according to the internet statistics that I've looked up. But yeah, no, it's nice. It's great. I mean, we have better sex. We have sex more often than I did with my ex-husband, more than he did with his ex. It's nice.
Has your husband have any interest of ever jumping into the industry or doing anything with you as a?
No. He has a job where he could not do that, and he's really dedicated to his career. So it would be very bad for him. He'd have to give it all up.
What is it? You've obviously been in this industry for a while now, so that means you must really enjoy it. Like, what is it about this industry that you love so much? I mean, other than the obvious, you're just liking sex. I mean, I noticed a lot of your videos too. Like, they have a lot of kind of like role play, a lot of.
Yeah, they're weird.
Yeah, no, but they're interesting. They're probably more interesting than a lot of videos that I've seen because at least there's something in them. There's like something going on. It's interesting. It's like, what's gonna happen next? Like, what's this next video? What is this? You know what I mean? So, I mean, you obviously have a little bit of little flavor here because you have like all these different kind of videos, but like what is it about the industry itself that you really kind of enjoy the most?
I do like that it keeps me on my toes sexually. Like there's always something new happening, something like I'm getting to do a squirting workshop coming up. Like I would not have learned to squirt if I had not been a cam girl.
You can learn to squirt? I thought that was just like a thing some people just can naturally do and others can't.
No. I never used to do it. And then when I was webcamming on like Kink Live, like in like 2012 or something, like this guy, he was like, oh, let me take you private. I'm going to teach you how to squirt. I teach all the new girls how to squirt. And I was like, what the fuck does that mean? Like, you're going to teach me how to squirt? That's not real.
It's like flick of the wrist or something like that. Like
in a nutshell, yeah. How do you squirt?
You want me to tell you how you do it? Because it's very different.
How does a woman squirt?
There's people listening, dying to know too.
He got me on a fucking machine, and it was just going and going. He left me on it for a long time, and it is what it sounds like.
Yeah.
And he said, and I was on there for a long time, and finally, it's great. I was greatly enjoying myself, and finally he was like, every time you climax, you're tightening up. you're like this, like,
yeah.
oh, and he's like, don't do that, relax. And I was like, how do you relax through an orgasm? But you can. And that's how you squirt. You have to just like, instead of being like, you have to be like, oh, like that, and just like let go and just like, and it just happens naturally. Because, he told me to do that, and I was like, that's crazy. And he was like, just do it. And I did, and it immediately happened. It happens all the time.
I feel like this is the same thing a pitching coach tells a pitcher to do. He's going to relax.
Just relax. Don't overthink it. Just throw it.
Now you just do it all the time now, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I did it this morning. It's great.
There you go. I like how there's a workshop for it, though. I think that's very interesting. Like, there's like is there a workshop for other things, too? Like, it's like instructional, like, kind of techniques if you can bring home to your wife and be, hey, listen, let's work on this.
Yeah, like kink.com does a lot of them. I always get called in for the squirting workshops for some reason. But yeah, there's like anything. Like I used to demo for like spanking classes, and like there's like role play classes. I used to teach some of those myself. I used to teach a class on like erotic embarrassment and like sexual humiliation. So that's fun. But yeah, anything that you might.
What is exactly sexual humiliation? What is exactly that?
It's not as bad as it sounds. I find that most guys that say that they're into sexual humiliation, what they just mean is they just kind of like want a certain dynamic.
Okay.
Like let's say you have like, I'm not sure how much I'm allowed to swear on your show.
You can do whatever you swear you want.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have your cock out, basically.
Okay.
And instead of being like, oh, it's so big, I'd be like, oh, look at it, it's so cute. Oh, is it standing up so strong?
Awesome.
So it's a little embarrassing. It's just a different feeling, I guess. It's just a different wavelength. But some people like it.
I guess that makes sense. And yeah, I guess some people get off on that stuff. Like,
oh yeah,
you belittle them, and they kind of get excited. Like, hey, whatever.
Yeah. Because it's like focusing all their attention on you, and it's just, it's fun.
It's probably based on some like adolescent situation that happened when they were younger that they kind of adapted to. Maybe, I don't know. Who knows?
Probably. Who knows? Yeah.
Whatever makes them happy, I guess. At the end of the day.
Right.
The work class. I mean, that's pretty interesting. Sexual humiliation. Adam, you ever participate in anything of that nature?
No, I never have. Well, no, but I do have to ask my question that I ask every adult film actress we have on, because I am fascinated by it and I just don't understand. How do you feel about foot fetishes? I think they're another one that loves it. I don't understand. I think feet are just.
Why?
Who does?
It's innocent. Here's the thing. It's innocent. If you like feet, that's fine. It's all good. There's a lot of worse things out there, but like, I just find feet like to be disgusting because they're in a cloth that's in a shoe all day.
I disagree.
And the thought of that it's just disgusting. I don't know. I don't get it. What is it about feet? I'm always fascinated though. Like, what is it about feet that you love?
Oh God.
You just love it. You're like the third one. That's like.
Don't you like? I mean, do you like the way that women smell? Like.
Oh, yeah.
I like the way women smell, but not after their foot's been wrapped in a sock all day. And,
well, you and I are different then.
I mean, maybe if you just came out of the shower and all that.
Like after a soccer game when she takes that knee sock off.
No, I like to you know what I like to do is when my husband's working from home and he's like doing a Zoom meeting, I like to get on all fours and he just like puts his feet on my back. And I'm just like a little footstool for him. I love that so much. I love the way I like men's feet too. I love the way they smell. I love like how they're so big and like my feet are so tiny and girly and their feet are just like masculine,
That's not sexual though.
Yes, it is. It's sexual dimorphism. Like, you don't like things that are like really, you don't like big tits, like those aren't inherently sexual, but it's like they're so feminine, like big feet are so masculine, or like a big beard or like anything that they have that just like signals this is like a masculine body,
Okay, no, that makes more sense to me. I'm talking about more like sucking toes and like putting toes in vaginas and like
sure.
Get on the foot job every once in a while. I always find that fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
Fascinating, very fascinating.
You could actually degrade someone by saying how small their feet are. You know what I mean? Really make them upset. Like, you have the smallest feet I've ever seen.
Look at your toes.
I should do that. That's a good idea. Thank you.
I thought I had nice feet. I like it.
You call that a big toe? It looks like a pinky.
Yeah, like construction worker after he's been working on a tall building all day, taking off that work boot. Is that something you seem to have no restrictions?
Oh God. I'd stick my face in that boot. I swear to God. I would like.
Good for you.
There you go. Jeez.
No, I love doing that. Like you just get your Hitachi and just, well, you just have your face in it, and it's just like smells just like male everywhere. I love it.
I would just rather take a girl's T-shirt or something and smell it and sleep next to it. I'm kind of like that. I'll avoid.
They're all good options.
They're all good options. Like I don't know, but that the sock and the feet just a little. Unless it just came out of the shower, maybe.
Or for me,
I'll massage. I'm good at massaging. I'll massage feet. That's fine, but I'm not gonna.
You are a masseuse.
No, I was a massage therapist.
You just jerked off the guys. He didn't really give them erotic massages. I'm sorry. So Adam, you have a question you usually ask all the girls to come on the show. You gonna ask it tonight, or you want me to ask?
You can ask. Which one is it?
What do you do in your spare time?
Yes. Oh, yes. Like, what do you do besides porn? Yes. Like, what do you do for fun? What is Penny like?
Obviously, you have a family, you have kids and stuff like that. So besides that, like, what do you do for a hobby? Like, what do you do? Like, obviously not sports because you didn't Oakland have it.
No, I do a lot of stuff actually. One of the things I do is I actually do make movies. Like I make weird art movies.
Okay.
I like to watch weird art movies. I do calligraphy. What else do I do in my off time? Just like anything. Like I do play catch with my kids and stuff. Like I like to play sports. I don't like to watch.
You said the ex was playing D&D all the time with the. Did you play D&D as well, or is that?
I did. Yeah. I did for years, but like I'm finally over it. Like I just don't have time in my life anymore to sit down for like 8 hours and like.
It's very intense sometimes.
There are other things I'd rather be doing with that time now. Yeah. But like it was fun. I look back on it fondly.
When I was in college, there was this group of kids who used to play all the time, and they used to go to this like card shop and be there till like 4 a.m. playing. Like, really in depth.
End games and just.
Yeah, it's forever. It's something to do, but hey, listen, there's other things to do as well. But so while we have you on, we're getting close to the hour mark. But where can people see you? Where are you plugging? What's going on in the?
Where am I plugging? You can always go over to kink.com to do my squirting workshop that's coming up. I think it's called like Squirt Inducing Success Secrets or something.
Be there.
You can go to pennybarberfilms.com if you want to see my like weird art movies that I'm doing. I'm on Twitter at Pam. Twitter is the best. Everything kind of trickles through Twitter. Oh my God.
Back to the squirting workshop just for 1 second here. Okay. Like, do you have like a demonstration where you're like, all right, everybody, I'm going to show you. I'm just so curious. Like,
you want to put the poncho on in the front row.
Well, they're all different. This is the first time I'm doing is with this actor or teacher presenter, Danorama. Do you guys know him from kink.com? He's like an older guy, white hair, huge.
Sounds familiar.
Okay. Well, anyways, he's teaching it, and he was like, "Hey, you squirt. Do you want to do this?" And I was like, "Sure." So yeah, he's gonna do a demonstration. He's gonna like make me squirt. Open my pussy up, show it off.
If only my college classes were that exciting. Jesus.
It'll be fun. I like it.
So if you are out there and you want to learn how to make someone squirt, or if you're a female who are watching the show, if you want to learn how to squirt, then there you go. This is your opportunity to learn firsthand.
Yeah, we'll walk you through it.
And we already gave you a sneak preview tonight. You just relax, like you said, right? Relax.
Just relax.
Relax. Sit back and relax. That's all you got to do.
Relax, be hydrated.
Well, Penny, thank you very much for joining us tonight. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you so much for having me and everything. I appreciate it.
And we'll hopefully we'll have you on soon. I want to hear more about some of these workshops you're doing too later on. So it'd be very interesting to find out what other new techniques we can learn.
I hope you get a chance to work it out on somebody.
I'm gonna try. Well, thank you again, Penny. You have yourself a good night.
Bye.
Jeez. Oh man.
All right. Good job, everyone. Well, that was interesting. She the workshop is what got me right there.
Yeah.
I feel like
there's a couple of things that got me, but yeah, that was one of them.
Yeah, I mean, it's instructional, right? It's it's something we all could use, I guess, right? I don't know if you're into that. It's a good technique though. Just relax though. So all the ladies watching tonight, all you got to do is that's step one: relax.
There's that, and then there's the whole thing where I could understand revenge and like sleeping with your friend. His friend to get back at him, but then end up fucking marrying him. That's woof.
That's a trump card right there. That's like, there's been plenty of revenge stories where you go and obviously the girl, like the movie Major League, right? The wife of the what's his face dresses up and seduces Charlie Sheen and bangs him, and it's just a revenge bang, and that's all it was. It was just to say, hey, I seen you cheating, so now I'm gonna bang someone in the team, and it was what it was. But then to turn around and marry the person is quite the that's quite the fuck you right there.
That's like beyond the
fuck you. Ancestral. I don't know if I could go into that path. You know what I mean?
No, because that means you got to really like them, unless she's really committed to revenge more than anything.
Maybe because, I mean, there's probably been times in your life where you've dated a girl and her friend was more of your type than the girl you've dated, maybe? No? Is that how that
Yeah. I can see that.
You probably thought, like, for years, you know, I'd probably be better off if I was with the friend rather than the girl I'm with. And, you know, maybe, you know. But there's a lot of, like, red tape that goes through marrying. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of things that have to go down for you to, like, it's one thing to say, yeah, I wish I was dating that girl rather than dating, but then to somehow get through all that red tape and to marry.
Actually, that did happen when I was a lot younger, but the thing was, this was before, like, the internet kicked in, right? It was still, like, kind of young teenagers, and, like, she moved, and, like, when you moved away back then, dude, even if it was only, like, 2 towns over.
Gone. Never again. It's funny that you said that too, because there's for people I became friends with on Facebook over the years that like I was friends with in elementary school that had moved away, and like you're right, I didn't get in touch with them for almost 15 years later, because you're right. Once you were a kid, you could move to the next city over, a mile away. You were gone. You might as well have been on a different planet at that point. You know what I mean? You were lost, and no one ever seen you again. And like. Very few people stayed in touch. Like, you know, maybe you were a really, really good friend. But I had friends who were like, yeah, moving, and then disappeared. Never seen them again in my life.
Yeah. I had friends who moved, and then maybe, like, I'd go over their house once or twice after that, and then, basically gone. Yep.
Interesting. Why were we talking about that? What happened?
We're getting old. Why did that happen?
Bring me back. Like when you said, like when people leave and go away. Like, well, so why did you bring that up? You had a point. You were going somewhere with it. I just was very curious where this was going. About a girl, maybe a friend.
Well, yeah, okay. I mentioned a girl because I said that that happened with a girl that I used to know. Because you were talking about friends and how maybe there was a friend that you were more interested in.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right. Yes.
Okay.
Before the internet. Yes. Okay. We're back.
Recovery.
We're back on the trail. The plane. We're diving. We'll pull it back up. We're going.
Getting older.
Yeah. So what was the point?
No, my point was that like there was this girl who was a friend of the girl that I liked. But and I wanted to get with her, and I was trying to get with her.
You couldn't because of no techno. Okay.
And then I realized I was better with her, and then she moved.
She moved, and then she ended it. Okay, that makes sense.
And it was over. Like, and the girl I was with, like, I broke up with her, and I couldn't get in touch with her. The other girl.
Right. Yeah.
It's over.
I remember
in Iraq.
I was this girl years ago. I got her number, and I called her up, and her sister picked up the phone, and was like, "You can't talk to her," then hung up the phone, and that was the end of it. And it took like 7 years before I ran into that girl again. I was working at the Square One Mall at the Audubon Pan, and she walked by. She was living in Saugus, so like literally the next town over, right?
Oh, okay.
She walks by, and I look at her, and I go, "You're familiar." And we started talking. We realized who each other were. And I'm like, she's like, "Oh, you never called me." I go, "I called you, and your sister told me not to call you back 7.5 years ago." Then we dated for a while. That was about it. It was never meant to be. It would have been meant to be. It would have been. You know,
not, but that sucks.
But we had the closest thing we had to something of that nature was I would say probably turn of the century. I guess we're talking like old people, 2000-ish, AOL, Instant Messenger, right? Or Yahoo Chat. When you met someone, you could at least, if someone moved from high school, you could still talk to them a little bit through the chat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's funny because there was these girls that me and Doubleback knew from elementary school. They were twins, these two girls, and they had moved to Florida when we were in 4th grade. Okay, so now fast forward. This is 1994. They moved. We fast forward to 2003, our first spring break. So they're living in Jacksonville, Florida. We had started talking to them like a couple of years prior to that because of AIM. For some reason, we were able to we had friends that were still friends of them that were talking on Instant Messenger and stuff. And then I got an Instant Message one day, and it's like, oh, it's Crystal from, do you remember me? I'm like, oh, yeah, I dated your cousin, all this stuff. And then, so me and Baluba, Doubleback, went down to hang out with them down in Florida on spring break for we went to a Sonic, and we had like a burger on our way down to like our final destination. But like that was really rugged because like that was odd for the times because we still had to have numbers. You couldn't text message. We depended on plans we made on AOL Instant Messenger days ahead. Yep. It was like almost not having GPS in a car. Like how could you? I don't even know how I got to Florida without GPS in 2003.
Well, you could have used a printer and printed out a map.
Well, we did. We actually had maps, but like
like MapQuest, that was a big deal.
But like it's fine to get you to a regional area, right? I could get to Fort Myers from Boston by just following the map. But once I get into Fort Myers, how do I know where I'm going? I have to get a map of Fort Myers and open it up, and you know what I mean?
We should do a test one day, and you and me drive to just somewhere in Connecticut and see without GPS.
See if we can make it.
See how long it takes.
That'd be. We might be able to do that.
We should.
We will pick a city, and then the only thing we have to our ability is old school road maps.
Do it. Let's go to like Hartford. Let's go one that's kind of like
easy. That's a major city.
Yeah, it's easy.
We have to pick like a town like 25, 30 minutes east, west, north, or south from Hartford. And then we have to figure, all right, we know you take this route, but once we get to this route, and we have to like pinpoint a regional area and see if we can do it by just looking at maps. No internet.
Yes.
And see if we can successfully do it.
Before we leave, though, we'll just look at the ETA and how long it should take.
Yes.
Right? And then we begin our journey and see how long it takes without GPS for us to figure it out. I have a feeling I'm going to feel embarrassed.
It sounds like a little mini documentary on the Packy YouTube page that can be done.
Let's do it. I'm game. Let's do it before it gets snowy.
Yeah, before it gets snowy. Speaking of snow, we have a rapper coming on. 8:50. He's supposed to be joining us. It's 8:50. Well, speak of the devil.
How late are we going today?
He just joined us right now. This is it.
How late are we going?
Probably to like 9:15 tonight.
Oh, okay.
Be watching on Facebook. He's joining us right now. See if he can get in with us. We were just speaking about him. It's Grimmy. Or Grimy, I think he goes by. Grimy, right? Or Grimmy? There he is. What would you prefer to be called by your legal name? I can hear you, but we can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Now we can hear you. How you doing, brother? What's going on?
Popping in and out.
Yeah. We're still getting the Zoom thing down. There you go. Now we can hear you. Loud and clear.
Sorry, can you hear me now?
Yeah, there we can hear you, bro. How you doing? How you doing tonight?
I'm good. How you guys doing? My headphones are acting up, and then my speaker is acting up too because I had a cracked screen, so I have to get it fixed.
Never a fun thing. Were you on your phone, I'm assuming?
Yeah, always.
There you go, right?
Yep.
It's grimy, right? Or is it grimy?
Yeah, definitely. It's
grimy. Okay, yeah.
I'd say grimy. Yeah,
grimy sounds right. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
I'm looking at notes here that aren't really put together very well, so I'm literally just hanging on.
Okay, good. So we all on the same page then.
Yeah. So yeah, Why is this? I'm very confused right now. I don't know what's going on. You're Troy.
Yes, I'm Troy.
Yes. I don't know. Sorry. Ryan has a bunch of information that's all over the place right now. All right.
Yeah.
So you're the author.
Yes, I'm the author.
Yes, you're the one writing the book. All right. That makes fun sense.
Mm-hmm.
Adam, we were totally confused. We got the wrong information.
Okay.
Grammy's apparently joining us next week. And I see Troy pop up when you join us. I was like, Troy, like that doesn't make any sense. Like, I'm really confused right now. So, Troy, where are you joining us from tonight?
I'm from Wilmington, Delaware, but I reside in Atlanta now.
Oh, that's a different world right there.
Where you guys at?
We're up in Boston.
Boston. Got it. I haven't been up north in a while. I'm not gonna lie. I've been down south for a minute.
I was gonna say, how long you been down there for, Atlanta?
2 years.
Okay. Do you like it better than Delaware?
I feel like it has more opportunity.
Yeah.
To be honest, that's like the main difference. More to do too.
Delaware is like a transit state. I always figured you pass.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
A lot of people say that. It only takes 2 hours to get through.
But there's parts of Delaware that like no one knows about. I had to go to last summer. I drove through the entire length of Delaware by the ocean, going towards like what do you call it? Maryland, like Ocean City, like
up there.
area there.
Yeah.
It was actually really nice, but like no one knows about that part of Delaware. They only know that part up near Wilmington that goes through like
that's where I'm from.
Right? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I'm from Wilmington. I'm like 15 minutes away from Philly.
I was gonna say,
like you said, yeah, but like you said about the beaches, a lot of people don't know about it, but the celebrities do. That's the funny thing. Like Ben Roethlisberger, Tyreek Evans, and like people like that have houses down there.
It's a beautiful area. It's like
it's some of the best beaches in the country. Like, just doesn't get the recognition though.
No state income tax too in Delaware, right? There's a
no taxes
there, right?
No taxes.
It's a little hidden treasure. Don't tell too many people because then I was thinking moving out to Delaware. But
yeah, honestly.
What brought you down to Atlanta?
For school at first, but then I just started working instead.
Yeah. Atlanta's a nice town.
Yeah, it is. It really is. Always something to do. I'm not used to that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was down there for the Super Bowl a couple years ago.
I believe it.
I've been down there a few times. Every time I've been down there, it's always you say you're right. There's always something to do. It's
crazy. Like you could go outside and there's be just a party, like passing out flyers. You know, somebody's gonna tell you about. It's just crazy.
Have you been to the Underground?
No, I haven't yet.
I haven't. We had a guest a couple weeks ago on who's from Atlanta. I asked her, she goes, "Well, you probably wouldn't want to go to the Underground by yourself. You probably need an escort, someone to take you there because it's so shady down there." Which I agree. I don't think I want to go poking around there without knowing someone that knows what they're going on down there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Most of the clubs around here are like that, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
But like if you're locked in with the right people, it'll be fun. Like I used to party promote a lot, so I met a lot of people through that.
How about Magic City, where they have those fabulous wings that all these professional
athletes honestly, Lou Williams.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, he took a whole trip there. It's worth it. I ain't gonna lie, it's worth it.
Me and Adam are actually planning a trip down to Atlanta just to check out the wings.
Again?
Lou Williams put them on. Lou Williams put them on the map.
Lemon pepper wings. I hear they're the balls.
Yeah, they really are. Most of the food is.
Yeah. You wouldn't eat at a strip club in Massachusetts. I'm going to put it out there right now. It's not something you do up there.
It's like down south, you can eat food at a strip club or a gas station, either one. Like
gas station, oh man.
I'm not gonna lie, man. You can get some good meals out here. I'm not gonna lie.
I won't pass judgment if you're saying so. I'm not from there. So if you're saying it's good, it's good. You know.
Yeah, I've been there long enough to even try it. Because at first I was hesitant, but then it grew on me. I'm not gonna lie.
I seen some gas station barbecue joints that were like really, really good.
Yes, all the time. Like honestly, on every intersection out here.
Great. How do you pronounce your last name?
Oglesby.
Oglesby. Okay.
Yeah, it's tough. I'm not gonna lie. A lot of people get it wrong on the first try.
I'm curious, as someone who likes to write, you know, in this whole COVID thing, like, has it kind of helped you in terms of writing because you just have the time?
Honestly, in two ways. Yes, just because I had the time, but honestly, it was motivational for me to write off of that. Like, it was my inspiration in the first place. Like, all the events of 2020 all together, that's what helped me write the book in any way.
Yeah, the latest book is Rebel Rules, right? Is what I'm looking at right here, right? Yeah.
Yep, that's it.
I'm reading the thing for, and I know it's not, but it kind of reminds me a little bit of Rambo. Like in my head, because it's like
in the head. That's what I wanted.
Like comes home, is a little justice. I know it's probably deeper than that, but just on the surface a little bit, it sounds.
No, I like that.
You know, it sounds a little bit like Rambo. Yeah.
What got you started writing? Was it something you always did, or was it something that kind of I guess something happened to you that inspired you to start writing?
It was like, as a kid, I wrote a book for myself, but I never published it. It was just for practice and just in my free time. But it's like, as I grew older, I was like, especially with the events of all this year, like the pandemic and everything motivated me to do it. So I was like, off of this, I was like, it's an idea in my head, so let me just do it. Let me just start writing. Just it came together.
I feel like the silver lining of the whole pandemic is going to be a lot of like artistic material is going to come out.
Yes, honestly.
Months, because like you said, you're stuck indoors, you can't do nothing. So you know, in order to pacify the time, a lot of people just use their natural talents to, you know, either make music, write, to do something, and obviously it takes time. I think 2021 is actually going to be a very artistic year for a lot of materials going to come out.
Me too.
You know? Me
too, because a lot of people were inside talking about, like, I'm picking up a new hustle to make money off of it, you know?
Yeah.
Like, they don't have anything else to do. So it's like, let me try this, let me try that. Everybody's creativism is going crazy right now.
It's one of those things you wouldn't ordinarily do if you were working a 9 to 5 and you were at work all the time. And
Exactly.
Now you can't. People can't work. People are stuck at home. It's the best opportunity. We have a friend that probably could have capitalized on this, Adam and I, but he just didn't. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
That's true.
It's like, it's always time consumption. It depends on everybody's schedule. But like you said, for the most part, a lot of people have free time. So it's always something new.
And time's valuable, and you can't get that. You know what I mean? So
Facts.
You got to take advantage of it when you get it, you know. But the tough part is, like, when you have time off, it's like to do it, right? So
just because.
Do you want to sleep? Do you want to go see, pick up a girl somewhere, go to the club, Magic City? Do you want some wings? You know what I mean? Like, especially your time. You seem young, though. How old are you?
I'm 19.
Baby. How the hell did you get
man? Why do you guys always say that, man? Like, everybody older than me always says that. Like, I just got off the phone with somebody. They was like, "Oh, you really are a baby." I'm like, stop calling me that.
Well, all right. So Adam and I are old. We were born in the 80s. You were born
here you guys
after 9/11, right?
Shit.
No. Thousands. I'm a 1,000, baby. 2000.
Okay, all right. So you're gonna be
don't disrespect me.
You're gonna be 20 this year. You're gonna be 20 in 2020. There you go. Okay, so you're all right.
Just right by the year. It's easy for me. Yeah, exactly.
We come across people who are born, and I guess it's weird. I guess us old timers feel like back in the day when you talk about people like, oh, you were born after Pearl Harbor, kind of thing like this. Like for us,
just passing it down to us. Just passing it down to us. Give us a little history lesson.
It's so weird because like 9/11 for like Adam and I were like, we're high school. It was like a big thing. So like when we meet people, and it was so long ago that we're born like around it. Like my cousin was born in 2000, like as well as you. So like it's like you don't really comprehend what the hell went down.
The same perception of it is like it's whatever.
It's gonna happen like this year too. Like, all right, 2020. You're gonna have like 20 years from now. People are gonna be like, "Man, you were born before 20. You were born after 2020. You didn't know shit that went down." You know what I mean? So it's like
they're gonna be like, "Who cares?" But they don't have no idea.
No.
Exactly. Great Depression 2.0.
Oh yeah, crazy shit was going on.
So I'm sorry if you already answered this because I'm doing research on this.
No, it's fine.
Where are you from? Where are you from?
I'm from Wilmington, Delaware.
Okay, so how did you become a Steelers fan?
Okay, there you guys go. I'm an Antonio Brown fan. I'm an Antonio Brown fan.
Oh,
I'm an Antonio Brown fan, but I'm an Eagles fan since birth. I
was gonna say, don't tell you Eagles fans you're
exactly. Nobody back home will let it. But Steelers at the same time, both because it's an AFC team and NFC, so it's like I can do both.
I respect the Steelers
without betrayal. Yeah, everybody respects them.
Represent Pennsylvania. You know what I mean? I mean, shit, you're close enough to fucking Baltimore. You could even start liking the Ravens if you really wanted to.
Yeah, we don't have a team, so we could like Maryland. Like,
I mean, you could drive up to the Meadowlands and go watch.
Some people do.
Watch those Jets play. They're a great team. I guess they got going on.
Nope. They just let go of my man's Bell.
Gary's coming to our team up on the Patriots.
Really? You think
Maybe,
so?
probably. Who knows? Patriots like grabbing
out the running backs. Yeah,
he's probably going to go hang out with Tom Brady down in Tampa.
I think he's going to the Bears. I think the Bears are the front runner, too.
The Bears?
Damn.
Bears for him?
So you like, we got to get.
Their offense needs it. Yeah, their offense needs it, honestly.
But
Nick Foles, too. He's going crazy.
Yeah, we don't talk about Nick Foles up here in Boston.
Yeah, all right, yeah. But that's why I had to bring him up.
Sore subject, you know. Big dick
Super
Nick.
Bowl MVP. Nothing wrong.
Yeah, whatever. You know, whatever. You know, the Philly fans, they're a lively group.
All right. It's okay.
You guys have a good time. You enjoy your sports.
We do.
You
we need more out of them, though.
You a 76ers fan?
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
Got yourself a nice coach going over there next season, huh?
All right, yeah, whatever. Hopefully, honestly, man.
You did all right up in Boston, though. You did good.
If he can bring us as far as he can, I'll accept it. Like for some growing periods.
Yeah. He's a good
It's expected, yeah.
The problem with him is when he gets to a point where he can only get you so far that you really need the team. So, like, when he was up in Boston, the reason they got to the finals was because of Garnett. Because you took the guy.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So if 76ers can get a guy who can take him, further
Right.
than what Doc can do, then they're gonna be all right. But if they like we're out in the Clippers where they're all dependent on the coach because they're all prima donnas out there and they don't really can't really.
They all doing their own thing. It's not really
Right.
chemistry out there. That's how it was.
You need a leader
Honestly.
to take you off the bench other than the coach to continue going on. And like
you need a coach on the court.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like LeBron. I hate to say I hate LeBron, but I gotta say like he's the guy out in LA.
Like growing up watching him play is just like amazing. His IQ on the court is insane.
The only thing
saw that interview with Iman Shumpert
with LeBron.
When he was talking about it was about LeBron. He was talking about somebody on the team. I think it was the Kings, but they were talking about how LeBron told him their play that he forgot for himself. And he was just like, what? And it was right, too. And he still won.
That sounds like a Tom Brady move right there. Like, you know what the defense is doing before.
That's insane.
LeBron, don't get me wrong. I grew up as a Celtics fan, hating LeBron, all these years. But you can't take off. He's a talented guy. The only thing that I can't get over is his arrogant attitude. And his, like, he always feels like it's me. I'm being, like, the whole respect thing he said after the finals, right? Dude, people respect you. You could go around to every country on the planet. They know that you're LeBron James.
But he's the most hated athlete right now, though. You got to remember that, too, though. Yes, he does. His fan base doesn't help him because they always bring up stupid arguments to defend him, but it never worked.
True. But you remember, Jordan, I mean, I don't know, you probably don't remember because you
had to sneak that in there.
Jordan was really hated back in the 90s. Like, a lot of people didn't like Jordan.
Yeah.
And a lot of people like Magic either.
The thing about LeBron, straight out of high school, he was compared to Jordan.
And he was. He was good.
Jordan wasn't like that.
No. Jordan had to work for him.
It took time for him. And, like, LeBron just been precious since day one. Like, he had to be the chosen one. He had to do this. He had to do that. So, like, every time they get a chance to come at him for one of his mistakes, they're going to do it.
He'll get his time. I mean, when he's done and said, it's funny because me and him are the same exact age. We were born in 1984. It was funny, like, I graduated high school. I became an engineer, and he became a professional multimillionaire. And it's funny, like you said, but this kid was one of those kids who they knew he was good ever since he was, like, 10 years old, right? But it's just funny seeing that, like, he'll get his time. Like, so when he's retired in a few years and he's done, did his thing, and he goes to Springfield and he goes to the Hall of Fame, people will respect him. Kids now who are little will know that LeBron is one of the greatest basketball players that ever played.
Yep, he's our Jordan.
It just takes some time. You got to let the generations kind of run themselves out, and it's a tough situation, but it's not as tough.
Yeah.
It's not as tough as being a 76ers fan. I'm going to stay right there. I mean, you've had a couple of rough years in the last few years.
Man, almost a decade, honestly, since early turns. I miss Iguodala, man. Iguodala. That's what I miss.
Damn, man. So where can we go and find your book? Where's a good website to go and get your stuff?
Amazon.
What are we going to search?
Just look up Rebel Rules. You'll be fine. Rebel Rules by Cooley T.
Awesome, man. You on Twitter or Instagram or anything? People can follow you on that stuff?
Yeah, my Twitter is Cooley_T. It's COOLLY_T.
Awesome, man. Well, Troy, thank you for joining us tonight. It was awesome talking to you.
No problem. Appreciate it. I hope you guys have a good night.
Check out the book. And good luck on your Philly teams.
Whatever, Boston. Good luck with the reform. All right, I'll see you.
Good night, brother. Take it easy.
Have a good one, man.
Let's see. Oh, all right, Troy Oglesby. Right, that's what you said, right? So I'm looking at the notes right here, and this is grimy. I'm like, grimy. I'm like,
Oglesby Jr., technically.
There you go. And the book is called
Rebel Rules.
Rebel Rules, yes. And you said it was like almost like a Rambo type.
Well, I'll read the synopsis. It just sounds like a little bit. So the main character, Rebel, he's a young Army vet, right, named Nick, who faces several layers of internal conflict. His upbringing in the inner city, though, prepared him for the tragedy of war, but nothing could prepare him to lose a close friend in battle. And when Nick returns home, he begins to live independently, and he is triggered by an act of injustice, which is the catalyst for his protest.
So if we were better interviews, we probably should have asked him how he was inspired to write that. See, we get flashes of light. We're very
Yeah. Then I see a jersey, and it's like, ooh, shiny object. You're a Steelers fan.
You know what the thing was? I think I had like a little bit of relapse because the girl before, Penny didn't like sports, so I felt that I had to get sports talking.
Yeah, she's like, I don't pay attention to that.
Yeah, so I think I was digging for sports. I wanted to relate with someone on the sports field, so we dropped the ball and didn't ask.
Yeah, she was kind of cunty about that. She was kind of like,
indignant about her sports, but I mean, whatever. Some people don't like sports. What are you gonna do?
She's like, that's fine if you like it. I'm exaggerating a little. Yeah. Penny was great.
Yeah.
Penny was great.
No, she was fun to talk to.
Yeah, no, she was great.
It was Troy. Kept calling him grimy because the thing was fucking. My notes are bad. Get sabotaged by the Glover. He's destroying the show from the inside.
He's taking it down.
I like how you say we have another guest coming on. You're like, oh, how long are we running tonight?
How long are we running this?
We're running until midnight. We should do a marathon. See how long we can do this show for.
Eventually, it'd just be pounding booze or smoking weed or doing something.
People would just be killing. We would see people posting pictures of them shooting themselves in the head on Facebook, watching this fucking show for 24 hours straight.
No.
Oh, man. So next week we have Grimy.
Okay, next week is Grimy.
Next week's Grimy. Which says, if I continue reading the sentence on my piece of paper right here, it says, next week, Grimy.
All right, yeah. Plenty of time to do research.
Well, because here's the thing. So we get Penny Barber's information, which is fine. I get her link. And we get Troy's, but it just says Troy Oglesby. And then it jumps down to rapper Grimy. So as I'm reading
we could also independently do our own research. That's also a thing. I mean, just...
I try. I don't know. He was a cool 19-year-old kid joining the show. I mean, he's not even old enough to drink yet.
It's amazing. I wish I could go back. Not right now. I wouldn't want to be like 19 now. I don't want to be a teenager now.
Just think what you were doing at 19 years old.
That was a good time.
That was 30 years ago. You know what I mean? Like, that was fucking crazy. 19 years old.
It's true.
Fucking pulling your prick for the first time. It was like at the showcase cinema in Revere.
God. Oh, that made me feel old. It really did.
I'm actually going to steal a brick from that showcase when they knock it down for a sentimental value.
Yeah, I can see you doing that.
We'll sneak in. I'll grab you some bricks. I'll sell them on eBay. I'll be like, this is a brick from the showcase cinema.
Yeah, two people will buy it.
You know what's funny? When they were knocking down the old theater back in like 2001, I had contacted the general manager of the showcase cinema, and I asked him, I go, can I have the contact information of the demolition crew knocking down the old theater? I was like 16 years old. And he's like, why would you like that information for? I go, well, because I would like to obtain one of the seats from the old movie theater. I wanted one of the actual old movie seats.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'll pay him for them. I go, what the hell are you guys doing with the seats? And he wouldn't tell me. The guy was being like really like weird. He wouldn't give me any information. But we can't give you that information. I go, it's a fucking seat in a building you're knocking down.
Yeah, he's trying to feel all powerful and mighty.
Yeah, it was also the same guy who caught us breaking into the old theater multiple times. So you probably recognize me as that asshole. I was in my fucking Red Sox hat and rollerblades. Hey, guy, I'm just trying to see a movie for free. My mom gives me $10 a week. I can't go to a movie every day for that. What the fuck? It's the summertime. I don't have a job. I'm 14.
Not a bad idea.
But yeah, so I wanted one of those. I could only imagine those. The seats were disgusting. You know what I mean? Like, they were gross. Like, you ever see what the movie theater looked like with the lights on? It was gross.
Yeah, you don't look at it. It's like smells and the smells on the seat and like this gum stuck under the
and you get the permanent stain on the back where the headrest is from people's grease from their hair and stuff. Remember like a few years ago when they had that bed bug thing in New York City? Like the movie theaters were infested with bed bugs.
Yes.
I mean, so
I remember something like that.
Just imagine how fucking dirty movie theater. I guess when you think about it, when I start talking about it, the grossness of the movie theater has now made me say maybe it's not the best thing to go to movies.
You're right. Maybe not.
I mean, we're getting, once we finish downstairs, we're getting a 100-inch TV for the living room, which basically is a big-ass fucking TV.
And once you finally actually own your home?
Once we finally own it, which supposedly was supposed to happen tomorrow, but it looks like it's been pushed back a little bit further. So it's only been a year. I mean, we've really been trying to do this for a fucking year, guy. What are you gonna do? We'll eventually get there, you know. Rent's cheap. What are you gonna do? It'd be funny if they say, yeah, like, yeah, it's not going through. Gonna move all this shit out again.
That must be in the back of your head a little bit. A little bit.
Yeah. You know, what are you gonna do? You know, fucking, I told her we could just buy an RV, park it in a parking lot, and so I could park it in my spot at work. We could live there.
Our office is technically a condo.
Yeah, it really is. If I get one of those small RVs, we could like a C class. We could probably fit it in the spot. I would have to park in your spot, but it would probably still fit. Yeah.
The spot's in the garage.
I'll run a sewer hose out into the ocean and just let it pump out into the harbor. So
perfect.
There you go. All right. Well, I think we're hitting that time. But next week we have supposedly rapper Grimy coming on. I was asking him, how do you pronounce your name? Grimy, and he was looking at me like I had 4 heads. Like nothing third.
Well, he agreed with you at first. He's like, yeah.
Well, maybe he knows who Grimy is.
Oh, maybe.
I guess if I read further in my notes, I'd find out he was from Indianapolis. I have a lot of questions for Grimy next week. So, but those who are watching, we had Penny Barber on. We had Troy Oglesby on. Check them both out on their respective social medias. And Adam, are you plugging anything this week?
You can always check out the Whirlwind Potato on YouTube. I have my final, probably my last I Hate You, Daniel LaRusso video coming out, which has been they've been kind of taking off lately. So, but my last one before going to somebody else will be soon. But you can check that out.
You gonna hate Zach Morris?
Yeah, it's already been done.
I can find you. Who could you hate? Ooh, maybe.
No, it's Luke Skywalker. It's gonna be Luke Skywalker after this.
I hate you, Luke Skywalker. He's kind of a dick. You know.
He's a dick. He's an asshole.
Fucking killed his father.
He killed his father. He let a bunch of people die, and he just sat on a planet. Remember, they were all looking for him. He's just chilling on the island.
Yeah, he fucking killed his dad. Then his piece of shit nephew killed his fucking dad too. Killed his fucking brother.
See, I have plenty of material to work with.
Piece of shit family the Skywalkers are. You know, they make them look like they're fucking heroes, but they're pieces of shit. Fuck the Skywalkers. I'm all about the Resistance. I mean, not the Resistance, the Rebel. No, the Imperials. What the fuck? What am I talking about? What's technically the
Resistance?
The Resistance, right?
Just the good guys, the Resistance.
No, I'm talking about. I want to be.
The First Order.
First Order, yeah. I want to be those guys.
They suck.
Hey, they're very uniformed. You gotta admit, their outfits are impeccable. The fucking Resistance look like a bunch of homeless people in all of them. You know what I mean?
That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
Fucking, you get like, Yoda. Fuck him. I'll leave it at there. Fuck Yoda. Hashtag. Fuck. Oh yeah, it's like a plane crash. Just slowly hitting the ocean. All right. We'll do this again next week. See you tomorrow. Well, I won't see you guys. I'll see you tomorrow.
You'll see me tomorrow.
See you guys later. Have a good week. Bye.